As you can see right here, it's quite the different scene since we last left off. One big difference is the transmission has been removed. It's actually sitting right here, covered in mud. We've got the new transmission mounts. Well, actually not new mounts, they are the old mounts, recycled and reused. The mounts I wanted to use did not actually work. I'm working on getting the front pulley in place. It's wedged up in there, but I gotta get a sleeve that will bolt this pulley up to the bottom of the crankshaft so it doesn't want to come down or walk around as I'm driving it. And that's what we're currently working on right now. As you can see, this is like a well, actually it's the center part of an old pulley, and this was the original drive pulley that went on it. As you can see, there's a ton of grinder marks on it. I cut it off. It originally looked more like this. And yeah, I flipped it over, cut this pulley off of it. And the idea is now that this thing is cooled off, that I'm going to reuse it underneath the crankshaft on this, kind of like that. It's obviously going to slide up in there, but that'll slide up, meet the pulley, and I will be able to put my bolt in the bottom of that. So that'll be done. Alright, now for the fun part, getting this damn transmission in place. But I'll tell you what, this transmission is a heck of a lot easier than the Sears transmission. This one weighs probably like, I don't know, 40-50 pounds, as opposed to the Sears, which is probably up around 100. Try hoisting that up in place by yourself. There we go, tranny's all installed, things back up on one side. It's pretty much in the position that it was when I initially discovered that the tranny was not mounted correctly. Under here, everything's pretty much the same. I've made a few changes and additions, very small ones. The biggest one actually being this piece of square tube steel. Sometimes when I push the clutch and the tractor won't stop, or will stop, but it still has the belt wanting to partially spin the transmission input pulley, so it doesn't let you want to shift very easily. So I'm hoping, I haven't tried this yet, but this is the only thing I've yet to do, so I'm going to see how it works, test this out. But when I push this clutch in, this whole shaft will rotate downwards, and it should pinch the belt in between these two surfaces. That should only happen when I push the clutch in fully. If I just partially push the clutch in to shift while in motion, the belt won't be affected. This will only happen if I floor the clutch all the way and intend to stop or something along those lines. We're gonna try it out, see how it works. I might destroy the belt. I have no idea. I'm gonna see and let you guys know how that works. But I got a new belt for it. I didn't get a red one like I wanted to. I was gonna have to wait a whole nother week for that thing to get shipped, so I went to Tractor Supply and just got a new one. But this is a 94 inch. I went 2 inches larger than that red one I had. But I'm gonna get this new belt wound up in place here, and we're gonna have to break it in. I think you gotta run them for like 10 minutes so they stretch out a little bit, and maybe we'll actually get a little bit of ride in today. I don't know, we'll see. So there we go, belt is in. I'm actually pretty happy with the results. And you can probably also tell that this rear clutch pulley is different than it was. This is the old one here. I'm only replacing it because the bearing feels a little loose and it's starting to get a little noisy, so I swapped it out for a new one. As you can see, I have a surplus of extra pulleys, idler pulleys, just kind of chilling out here. These are just the flat idlers. I have a whole nother pile of the V idlers, so I'm not really worried about using them. So there we go, back on all fours, put back together, at least mostly. The only thing I left out was the belly pan on the very, very bottom, and I only did that because I want to keep an eye on that belt, and if I have to adjust the tension, it's just easier not having this on there. I think I'm going to roll this thing out of the garage here and break this belt in, and we will go for a ride. So now that I've got the tractor out here running, the belt is currently breaking in right now, but I wanted to demonstrate how that belt brake thing that I made up was going to work. Yeah, that thing works pretty good. I'm going to let that belt warm up for about 10-15 minutes like the package says to, and maybe we'll take a rip around on the thing real quick. there you have it, guys. Pulley swap done. Like I said, not an extreme difference, but let me put it to you this way. Most of that recording was done in 4th gear. 5th gear is kind of insane now, and reverse is a little faster, just like I wanted. So I'm actually really happy with the results. It's not a whole lot faster, but it is noticeably faster. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in my videos or not, but you'll have to take my word for it. Maybe I'll GPS it once I can get some hard-packed ground to drive across at full speed. Some of you have noticed that I did mess with the governor a little bit. If enough of you bother me, maybe I'll do a little tutorial video on how I did that. Although I wouldn't really recommend doing it. I've just been kind of experimenting. But yeah, that's pretty much why you hear this thing winding up like a friggin' banshee now. So let me know what you think. Rate the video if you liked it. Rate it if it helped you out. Rate it because it helps me out. I'm going to put this thing away. Seems like everything's working great, so I'm a very happy guy. And, well, we can start upgrading other things next, like maybe the steering. But we'll see you next time. See you guys later.